We're live, brother. We are live here on season 2 of The Artist Must Try. This is episode 7. I have the honor to sit with Fleetwood here in the light box.
And underdog, man, underdog worldwide in the building, man. Artist Must Try. What made it excited right now, man.
So we this is a holiday treat for me. You know what I'm saying? Because the brother tuned in and tapped in, and he reached out and said, "I need to get with you on this podcast and share some new work that he's got coming out with the people, and we're gonna have a talk, man to man, mano a mano, and break down some mental health stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about what we've been going through as individuals and what goes on a lot in our communities, often unspoken, um, and left untreated. We know how this works in our world, in our community. So just real quick, just tell the people who you are, tell them where they can find you, and then we're gonna get into some nitty gritty. We'll do that again at the end too.
Most definitely. I ain't know this. Fleetwood, JR. I'm from West Orlando, Florida. I've been in Atlanta probably about 10 years now. This is my second home and everything. Y'all can find me at Fleetwood T double O on Instagram.
Yeah, I got your banner running. Cool. Let's ask people to tap in and share the video, like the video, leave a comment, share it with your community, keep it growing. And I'll keep your ticker running down there for a moment. And I just want to ask you just some simple, just geographic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like where you're from and how long you've been doing your music. Just,
Like I said, coming up in well, first I was born in North Miami, Florida, but I grew up in Orlando on the west side, since I was knee high. So the geographics of just growing up in West Orlando, just like any other, urban community and stuff like that, you had your good times, you had your patchy times, and just like the era I grew up in, the community was kind of put together and still together, I mean, times have changed, but it's like I can get up, from my house and walk, 2-3 neighborhoods over or something like that, and somebody watching out for me like I'm their child, or, it's different things like that. Like the community was, a little bit different, and like music for me started in like 2005, 2006. I had an older cousin that was doing a lot of stuff, coming up in Florida and stuff, like a lot of showcases and stuff. And I heard the record one day at my uncle's house, and I said, man, I want to do that too, But before being a student of the game, I was already like soaking up down south, up north, East Coast, West Coast. There was never no boxed in type of sound. I was listening to all artists from every area at the time, which I feel like changed in the game now, where everybody's just listening to one region instead of just expanding their ears.
So you've been doing this thing 20 something years. That's 2000, right? Yeah. You've been like seriously pursuing it a good minute. That's like as long as my journey.
Mm-hmm. I say like 12 is where it started. Where I started like having experiences with, but just the craft itself.
12 years old?
Since I was young. Yeah.
What was your experience at 12 years old? What was it writing? Was it performing? Was it dancing?
It was really writing. Because at the time, I want to say YouTube was kind of just starting up, but it was this website called SoundClick back in the day, where they used to have a whole bunch of beats, like just different types of instrumentals and sounds. It wasn't like a tight beat for artists. It was like that producer put their own sound out there. So it was just like, it kind of was like you would hear that beat and it wouldn't sound like something you heard before. Like everybody wasn't being repetitive. It's way more creativity. So that kind of opened me up to a versatility. It's just like, I hear this beat From example like Vibe Beats was a producer back in the day. Johnny Giuliano, Polo Boy Charlie was different type of producers and stuff. So nah, I really caught on to the game then.
So you're a seventh grader. What are you there? Sixth
Yeah,
or
my
seventh
six.
grade?
Yeah, you got on the head. Yeah,
And you're writing rhymes
yeah,
at school or
yeah,
at home, and then rapping them at lunch tables, or how's it looking?
yeah. That's really the rundown, man. Like I lock in how to, I'm a writer. I'm
Yeah.
not really a freestyler like that. I wish I would have put like more time into that craft, from that young. But I like writing because writing was always a way for me to express myself, and stuff like that. And the artists that I grew up listening to and stuff like that influenced me. Like you had pop, you had like Midwest art. I listened, like I said, it was a red everybody. Up north 50 Cent. Like I listened to everybody. It wasn't just like I'm just gonna only listen to this region right here. Like I feel like that's what kind of opened me up a little bit more as an artist to be able to go here and there. Like, like I just love music that much to the point where like, the stereos back we had the big stereos and I used to actually record the songs off the radio because we had streaming in. So when I catch whatever song I like, I'm cueing it on point. Like as soon as it come on, mashing the buttons to record the songs. And I remember like chopping and screwing the tapes back then and all type of stuff.
We're using a How would you record your voice? You had a little 4-track or something?
I had got mom's got me a computer, I remember. And it was this program called Audacity or something at the time. I didn't know what we was doing. I was like the hub for like all my partners. When I did that, everybody come record at my house. We record music and stuff like. And I had a homeboy that was like a block over from me. He was making beats like on Fruity Loops and stuff. And he gave me his first beat tape. My boy Kyle, he gave me his first like CD. And we gave it to me. It was like we instantly chemistry was created right there.
What was your? Let me take a step back and look at the community.
Mm-hmm.
What was the community like? Where you live in North Florida? Was it houses?
Yeah.
Is it government houses? What is it?
Central Florida. So you got a mixture of both. You got neighborhoods and you got apartments.
Okay.
So it's a mixture. Like the area where I was at, where I originally grew up in, it was apartments first. We didn't move to a house till I probably was like 9 years old, and that's the neighborhood that kind of molded me into who I am and everything. Like it's called Richmond Heights in Orlando, Florida. So it's on the west side, and that's when I met my first group of friends. We outside all day playing ball. It's just we getting it in. Like I say, that was my first experience to like growing up in the neighborhood at apartments. It was just always me and my brother and my moms and stuff. So stuff like that.
9 years old, a big deal. To move to a house for the first time.
Yeah.
You changed schools, obviously.
Well, it's like it was like a big it was kind of incident that kind of occurred or whatever and stuff. So it kind of forced us to move from where we was at in a sense. But yeah, just like that experience there, it was like it was still, how can I say? It wasn't like I would say maybe middle class, a little bit, somewhat middle class, kind of low at the same time. But it was just like predominantly all us, in the neighborhood, So you really didn't see any other ethnic groups, but really, our people,
melanated people,
yeah, melanated. Yeah. So I didn't experience seeing other ethnicities until I went to elementary, really, to where like it was like kind of like somewhat like integrated us, So they bused us from way where we had to the other side to mix all us together and stuff. And that was like, man, that was my first experience with that. Like I remember that when they bust us from by 30 minutes all the way to the school, the white kids and stuff, and we, mixing with them and stuff.
What year is this?
It's like 96, 97.
Y'all hear that? 96, 97. Bus 30 minutes away to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all say it ain't. People try to say it ain't structural. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that.
Mhm.
You That's a big move at that age, and to go from apartments to a house.
Yeah.
Were you already T. Lee? Were you already Fleetwood? What did you have a name, or did that come
Uh,
with the new crew?
nah, it was like it really was Lil T first. That's what I did. Just the moniker of my pops because he is the senior. So I was the junior. So I just ran with that, at first and stuff. But I went to high school where I really started like transitioning into T Lee and all that type of stuff. But everybody already knew me for like music, like you say, the rapping at school or in the neighborhood and stuff like that. Like people already seen it in me.
Do you remember any of your early rhymes?
Man, I'm trying to. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh man,
That's all good.
that's a good one.
I'm freestyling today. I don't have my book of notes. I
Nah,
don't have
that's
my questions
real.
ready.
That's crazy because I'm really trying
I want to
to.
see how we look. I want to see if we're see how we look on live. We should be live right now and everything.
That's a good one, man. I might have to. It's gonna come to me though
You
because
like
it's
that
so
one?
much. It's so much been dropped because like it's a lot of stuff that just got put out. I'm talking about raw before we even think about mixing and that. Like we was just putting it out. We ain't high sound back when MySpace music was around then. And that's like when we organically ran up the numbers, it wasn't no such thing as bots and all that stuff then. Um, I think I remember one. It's called I was just rapping. This around the time Soulja Boy and them popped out. I think it was like my swag still tight. My swag still cool. Like I baffled the chlorine. I just hopped up out the pool. Swag on deck. Not talking about a balcony. Rotate, mixtape like I make a salary. All on the cake. The way I dress is like the icing. Breaking girl necks cause I'm flashing light, man. Swagging. I don't need no introduction cause I'm fresh. Make a girl bend over like she touched her toes to stretch. That was an old one.
Wow. Fire. Okay. Okay. Respect. I definitely I don't think I could return the favor. Um I think we're good here. I didn't see us on my YouTube page
Yeah.
or my Instagram, but I know we're at least recording it, and if it doesn't, you know, we can share it. We can share it further and wider. You I remember meeting you. I remember meeting you at the Vital Movement.
Yeah.
Which was not even this past year. It was the previous year,
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
And you never came to the new spot at
Nah, I didn't make it.
on Memorial Drive, right? You came to the little 5 Points
Yeah.
spot a couple times.
Yeah.
And I remember you rocked the crowd, and you were one of those guys who it was like an instant. Um, it was like an instant fire with the crowd, instant catch. Like they caught it, they got it. There's those people who have that fire. Those
Yeah.
people who have that spark. And you're definitely one of those people. At what age do you remember that happening, or do you remember how it happened, or can you describe that?
I used to feel like when I caught that fire, like in the Jam.
Was it always, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, it ain't always. I would say like, uh, I would say really before I had the opportunity, like I told you, the demo shopping. It was in high school. It was like when I had times where like I used to perform for the little pet rallies and stuff for all the. That was just me just trying it out to see how people gonna react. I think I had bombed like one time because the sound was so crazy. And I'm just like, man, it was just like, it wasn't right. So I came back again. Then all of a sudden people just like gravitated and like towards, because I was the type that I brought people together. I brought all my people together and we was all recording music and stuff like that. So it's just like we was one of the ones, back when I was just in high school where I started to kind of get that out the way where I ain't really nervous to be in front of people or stuff like that. Like, but I feel like that was a time where it's like I caught my momentum where like people started respecting the craft more, and stuff like that.
In high school, you say?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you remember? Was it like it was at the pep rallies? Getting
yeah,
a chance to. It was the repetition.
yeah,
But you must have been fire enough that at every pep rally they had you performing.
yeah. They knew, see, they knew about me. But the first one, it was like stuff of course, you got to keep it like kind of friend, like keep like censor a little bit. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's one of the things I picked up when I was younger too, like profanity and stuff. Like I don't really use too much in my rap like that, and I do that for a reason because I be like I always like to try to find a different way to say something rather than being direct. So as an artist, when I give it to the listener, I want you to be able to catch what I'm saying and why I said it or why I got it from and stuff like that. So I might reference movies, people, different type of things and camouflage what I'm saying. But it's still saying what I want to say, but just without saying it.
We call it showing people, not telling people.
Yeah,
Right? So you're
yeah,
painting a picture for them.
yeah.
You make it easy for them to receive.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And I always just feel like if I gotta say a curve word or something like that, it's like I ain't got nothing else to say. It's like I'm cheating.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing else to say. I could have said this or said that, but it's just like it gotta make sense. If I use certain, like it has to make sense. I can't just randomly just throw it in there and just like nobody gonna hear that. So man.
So I'm sure you'd be a great freestyler, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of doing it
Mm-hmm.
over and over again because you
Yeah.
have a great vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? And you're a writer,
Yeah.
so you've got a lot to pull from. You got an arsenal. That's an arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Another arsenal is like if you're a reader. You know what I'm saying? Now you
Yeah.
can pull from that whole experience.
Yeah.
If you're a traveler, you know what I'm saying? Like you can pull from all these different experiences that you
Yeah.
have in life. And the thing about freestyling is just letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
Is getting over the personal fear
Yeah.
and just doing it. You know.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to. You currently live in Florida, don't you?
Nah, I stay in Atlanta. I've been here. Yeah.
Oh, you stay in Atlanta. Okay. So I'd love for you to come through the Vital Movement when I reignite,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and be one of the regulars so that we can get those chops up.
Most definitely, man. Because I remember you told me when I came on the known, be like, man, just go, just let it go. My mind be running like 1,000 miles an hour. Like I just be like you saying boat, man. It be just running. But it's just like when I'm thinking, I be thinking when I be instead of just letting it go. The thinking it's like my words coming out faster, but my thoughts slowing up.
You got folks who do it both ways. You got
Yeah.
folks who race to catch up with themselves, and you got folks who stay ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They stay ahead of what they're
Yeah.
you know, they keep their mouth moving.
Yeah.
And they have to catch up. You see them catching up in the freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got other folks who intentionally slow it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going 1,000,000 miles an hour, but you're only getting to hear like 65.
Yeah.
You know, because they wanna give you that intentional pause, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of control, breath control and stuff like that. It's easy enough to do.
Yeah. You feeling like that, like writing music, if I hear a beat, all I do is rituals every time. Like I literally hum. I don't know what I'm finna, and then I go back and plug the words in.
So this is your process.
Yeah, like I literally just if I hear a beat, I'm going for the melody, and I'm in the chorus, and I'm just humming, and then I'm like, okay, that's my cadence. So then I go back in my brain, I go back and I feel the words in, and I'm like, okay, now I got the chorus, how I'm gonna rap it. Then the verses always be effortless to me, because I'm like, I know what I'm gonna talk about because I got the chorus, but the chorus be the main foundation. But it starts with the humming, and I might just be gibbering words or something, or like tones of my voice. And then once I figure out, well, okay, that's how I'm gonna do it, I just plug everything from there.
You're a griot.
Mm.
You're a griot. You're a storyteller. You're sharing truths,
Yeah.
and they're coming from you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you, what do you know about the people? Are you Seminole? Are you?
Mm,
So I
again,
want to, yeah, I want to ask about some Florida
we
stuff and
get
some
deep.
because you're from one of the parts of this nation that weren't conquered,
Yeah.
you know, and the lies and the stories are now finally being revealed.
Mm-hmm.
So people are starting to realize how strong our Florida brethren are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Are your people from Florida?
Well, I actually got into that looking into my family and stuff. So I started with my grandparents. So both my grandparents from like one from Alabama, one from Georgia, one from Cordell, one from Eufaula, Alabama. So it's like I look back on that, and you know how they tell us with slavery, we was moved all the way around here and
Yeah.
there. But then I traced them back so far. Like my grandma's side, I went back like 4 generations. They were in that same area the whole time.
Oh wow.
So that spoke a lot to me already. I'm like, if you go back to the 1800s when they saying this was going on and that, I'm like, I would think they would have been moved around or went somewhere to travel, but it was in that same spot the whole time.
Wow.
And it's like a lot of I forgot which tribes because there were tribes all over
Mm-hmm.
the nation and stuff like that. So they only it was an experiment that happened where I want to say his name Plecker or something, where he made it where it's only 5 that's identified by the U.S. government. But then out of that 5, you still got all these other tribes. So what happened to them? They just got labeled something else.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. So I was looking at I was looking deep at it. So but yeah, mainly my mom's parents from like Georgia, Alabama, and my dad's side from like Mississippi and like Illinois and stuff. So but yeah, that was just an eye opening thing to me because I was like, I want to know these type of things, you know. Even my great grandma on my dad's side, she was a full blown Cherokee.
Mm.
So it's just like it's a lot.
Are you close to family on both sides?
More on my dad. With my mom, it's like it's a small group of us. It's a lot of us still, but I know more on my dad's side.
But you keep do you I'm asking like do you keep connection with both sides? Do you pick up the phone? Do you call folks?
Yeah, and yeah, the couple cousins I know, you know, on my mom's side, we always talking to my dad. You know, we talk here now too. So I try to, you know, try to stay updated with him.
And you know your family because all of this ties into mental health, you know, how
Mm-hmm.
we feel, whether we feel isolated, whether we feel part of
Yeah,
community.
yeah.
Do you know your history? Do you know your family health history and stuff like this? Do you know,
Mhm.
do you know how
Yeah. I kind of know the main things that play a role, like you know, hereditary. I don't say hereditary. I would say really it'd be certain stuff. I feel like it'd be hereditary habits though passed down too.
definitely.
You know what I mean? It's like we ain't born already, but it'd be the habits that lead us into the same type of predicaments. You know.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um the habits, the the exposure.
Yeah.
How much did our parents or you know our aunts and uncles tell us about our people? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, so that we could learn about ourselves,
Yeah.
stuff like this. You have one. How many children do you have?
I got 2.
You got 2.
Yeah.
You got a son and a daughter.
Yeah.
And how old? What's the oldest? How old's your oldest?
7.
And
And
you,
then the baby girl 2. Yeah.
so you have yeah, and your baby girl
Mm-hmm.
starts to light up your face and stuff.
Yeah.
I have 3 children. I have a 13-year-old, 10-year-old, and a almost 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are the light of my life.
Yeah. Definitely, man. That fatherhood, man. It's like I'm seeing what it feel like when they say that girl coming. Like that hit different.
It's different.
It's
Yeah, makes you look at yourself in a whole nother way,
different.
and makes me re-examine myself personally.
Yeah.
I gladly took a step back, like I was telling you. I gladly stepped back from everything I was doing this past year to really evaluate my life.
That's
Um,
real. That's real.
you know, I believe strongly in creating legacy for for our next generations. You know,
Yeah.
through my music, I've always done it. I can tell that you do it through your music. You don't curse intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you choose topics and subject matters that touch on things that people aren't usually willing to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not just making songs about popping bottles and
Nah, man, it's experience. I want to say experiences over anything, but even when it comes to the youth and stuff like that, I don't like to. It's like, okay, I can tell my experiences, but I ain't glorifying that. We don't glorify violence. We don't glorify none of that stuff, man. Like, cause it's like it's not. How can I say? It's not feeding the culture. It's really like taking away from it, like a disease or something, because these kids so young. The, the era we grew up in, the stuff we done been through, and all that type of stuff, trauma. You don't put that on the. They don't even experience anything too much yet. They real young. Their brains not developed, and they just somehow just poison them. And it's like the kid that ain't growing up in those circumstances, they want to think that that stuff cool because they talking about it. They look like this imagery is a crazy thing, and then all behind the scene, these people day to day dads, fathers, and stuff, and they round like they ain't doing none of that stuff.
normal life and rapping about death and destruction and selling it, making money off it.
Experiences is one thing, okay, but it's never in a way to lead them, into the fire. Like that's how I feel. You shouldn't do that.
I like that a lot. Yeah. Share experiences, but don't do things to lead people the wrong way.
Don't put them in the fire. Just hey, life is life. We all go through things. That's cool. It's cool to share experience, but never push it on them or try to shove it into them. In their brain. It's like, oh, that stuff is not cool.
Powerful. Do you feel that you have a calling as an artist? Do you feel that you have a burden or a blessing? How do you feel being a writer and a storyteller?
Man, I feel like, man, even in the time now, because I try to go off my old principles, that's why I feel like it's never really no age on music either. And I always feel like, man, me being the artist I am in a time like right now where everybody want to sound like they're another person, or it's like everybody's kind of like, it's like we come from an era where it's like our uniqueness made us who we are. We didn't have to follow anything. We set our own trends and stuff like that. So it's like in the era right now when, like I say, piggyback people talking about I can make anything sound cool, or I can say stuff a certain way still touch the younger artists. Like, it's a thing where I feel like it's a responsibility at that point. Even if if I don't get to the status of a mega star and those type of stuff like that, at least, I got people that's listening and people that's hearing, the wave and stuff like that I'm putting out. Like, the positivity and all that, I can still say what I want to say and still make it sound like that artist that's rapping about whatever he rapping about, or whatever, rapping about, it's just, I feel like it's a calling though, man, because it's like music is everything.
Do you, what goals do you have as an artist?
Well, man, I ain't gonna lie, I just kind of like met one goal as an independent artist, two, I want to say, like, I actually got a certified plaque that I have to order for one of my records. It's called 2:32 a.m. And it's with DRT with the radios and all that, the airplane and stuff. So I actually charted and stuff like that. And it's just a plaque I got to order. Then I got my family back in Miami, in my hometown. They put me on, and like, I'm all for the independent wave, but the only reason, like, especially right now, like, because it ain't really no gatekeeping like that how it used to be back then. You had to know somebody that get you through that. But now the era we in, streaming, and we can make our own, we can control and balance our own thing. Like, I don't want to be in a position where somebody tell me, well, since I put this much money on you, or you got an advance from me, now I own your artistry, I tell you what you got to rap about. I don't want to be restricted, so
okay.
I stay independent, but if it's, the sign of contract, it gotta make sense. Like, I don't want to be bound by anything, but I got the distribution with Empire and stuff like that. Which is it's cool in a way, just to be able to put your music out on X amount of platforms and stuff, and then have the people that connection stuff like that. But ultimately, man, I just want to take this underdog thing to the next level, man. Just beyond the music, like the music, people know you, they don't know you for the music, but they want to know as an artist. I feel like I can give people more than just the music and tie everything else. Like they gonna love me for this over there too. You know what I'm saying? The music always gonna full circle. It's like talent stacking in a way. You know what I'm saying? Today is time people want to see more of you, what they like you for. Like, okay, they hear the music, but I feel like when you able to put more of your personality into it, or you able to show things, people can really, know more about you and stuff like that, and that just make them like your music even more.
So your goals don't. I don't want you to think of like the artist must try is for artists of all genres, all disciplines, all skill levels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this goes out to you. This goes out to you. This goes out to everybody watching. If you are at any point of your journey, I don't ever want you. I hope you never limit yourself by what has been done previously by other artists or other entities. It's about your dreams and your visions, right? Just because other labels have done it this way and taken advantage of artists to grow doesn't mean that you have to um, think of your possibilities through their lenses, right? So when I say like, what are your goals? Let me step back and ask you if goal setting is important to you.
Yeah, it's important, man. I mean, sometimes you can, organically ride. You can ride it organically, but at the same time, like when you set these goals, like you gotta setting the goals is kind of like it's like looking ahead and what you gotta do to achieve that goal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if I gotta record X amount of songs for this, once I hit that goal, whatever, it's gonna put me in a position where it's organic situation coming to me and stuff. You know what I mean? Like we gotta put the work in, no matter how long we got, it's like fishing. No matter how long you gotta snap that line, you still gotta keep trying. Like but you gotta put that work. You gotta put the work in. Like that's how
do you believe that you can receive great things without setting goals?
Man, I think with your energy, you can. With the type of energy that you put out in the world, it might not, or it could be the energy that you done gave about a year ago, 2 years ago. It could still come back on you when you need it. When you, like you say, when you going through your worst moments and stuff like that.
That's the truth.
The energy you gonna put out a year ago prior to that, and then all of a sudden you wondering, that's where you be wondering, like, how did this even happen, or what? You done did something to it, but it's like something you probably wasn't actively even doing, and all of a sudden this blessing come back and tie to something else that you done did. You know? Like it's just but that's really where it comes to self-care. We gotta keep our mind strong, keep our mind right. So when we do get that, we be prepared for it, no matter what we going through. I mean, life gonna be lifing, but it's just like, man, like I needed that right now. Like, that reassurance from some type of thing organically happening to me. I was down right now, but now this thing came in my face. Now it done opened me up to a new goal that I'm gonna move towards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seeing new possibilities.
Yeah.
It inspires you. It reinvigorates.
Yeah, man. That's how life been working, man. That's how I be looking at stuff, man. When them organic thing happen, I be at my lows, but then it's like something drop or a person contact you or something that you probably done network with or something from a while back or something they thought about you to call you. Now you got a situation going on, like you never know. You just got, as I say, it don't matter what, you gotta be prepared for that. Like I say, don't what they say, prepare for the worst, but also prepare for the best too.
That's right.
Everybody be like, oh, you gotta prepare for the worst, but nah, the rainy day gonna come, but them good days come too. So everybody gotta rewire their mind to not just think like it's just to prepare for the worst. Nah, prepare for the best too. Cause
So let's talk about this your level right now, where you're at, your successes and what you got coming. You've been doing the Underdogs podcast for how long now?
Since 2022. So
Not like consistently.
yeah,
How many episodes you have?
over 100 something. I know we on season 9 right now. Each season got like 20 some episodes. So that network, man, Underdog Family is huge, man. Like it's a lot of creative people. It's a little bit of everybody. You know, everybody that got some motion going on, working towards their dream, and like you said, goal setting and stuff. Like everybody, Underdog got a story. You know, so now I feel like everybody always gonna have that dog in them. It don't matter what level you reach, because it's gonna keep you hungry and consistent in what you're doing. Whenever you get to whatever spot you at, still gonna know that, you know what I'm saying, that underdog situation that got you there, you know. So yeah, man, but I just feel like ultimately underdog is one thing that's gonna keep rinsing and repeating, because it's like so many people out here, so many, you know, underdogs, so many people in the story, you know. So
I got your links from your IG page running right now
yeah.
on the banner, so people can tap in with those.
Uh,
The Underdogs Worldwide. I was on your podcast,
yeah.
and this is something that you do for artists free of charge. You didn't charge me. I find that some of the best interviews I've ever had were the free ones. And honestly, many of the worst ones I've had, I paid for.
I feel that. Yeah. And let's say when you do something pure out your heart and everything like that, and you doing it for something you love and stuff like that, like, and people, the way people matter to me and how humanity is, and you know the positive. I'm trying to be that positive push in the world. You know.
You see, I didn't leave none of that. You saw that? That's like who he is. That's who we sitting with.
Need to be that positive push, bro, because like you say, everybody out to get something these days. The world has changed, but the cloth that we come from is like, we didn't come up like that. So when we see that stuff, we like, nah. Instead of complaining about it, though, we're gonna change the narrative. Though we're gonna still let it know that people are still genuine out here. You know what I mean? We ain't chasing nothing. Cloud didn't even exist when we was running. We was doing our thing. We are what we are.
Let me ask you, 100 episodes in, are you incorporated? Is the Underdogs?
Yeah, Underdog Worldwide LLC, most definitely. Artists, you got the artists behind it,
Do you have merch out there?
The merch coming soon. I do got a clothing line, Still C. It's just me, Dripping Dutch, but I'm definitely gonna revamp that, man. It's just, everything with meaning. That's what it come behind, have your own identity. You know what I'm saying? When you put the clothes on, you're gonna probably, it's like a one-on-one feeling. You know, you ain't nobody else gonna be with that on. You know, you gonna be, it's like a unique thing. You feel me?
Fire. And then I had something else I wanted to ask. So yeah, you have artists behind the Underdogs podcast. Is it a record label or is it?
So it's like everything in one, for real. You know what I mean? Like I say, shout out to Cool Last Night from Florida, Miami. Shout out to TA from Orlando, my brother Sly Life. Yeah, man, just trying to like, really it's me being able to pass that distribution deal the same way they gave it to me. I can give it out to other people. So it's just like, hey, the deal I got, I can put you on there too. And like I say, it's just distribution, but at least you ain't gotta pay to put your songs out every year. Now you just gotta deal with them, and you get to keep your, it's distribution, not an artist contract. I try to tell everybody, like, it's the independent artist. This is one of the outlets. You want to have more than one distribution outlet. But hey, this one right here, this will, put it on about 450 platform, whatever and stuff. So I just try to, any way I can help people the same way people help me, I try to pass the baton. Man. So.
Beautiful. You have would you say you've been successful? You're 34, am I right?
Yeah.
Would you say that you feel successful? Have been? Do you feel that you are successful?
Man, coming from where I come from, and everything I endured, man, it's like life. It's not our society, how society say you successful, man. I feel like, myself and my journey, yeah, I'm successful, but I still got a lot more to do. You know what I mean? But it's just the experiences, life experiences will make me feel that success too, man. Like being able to persevere and, be resilient in times where, like we all go through our things where, you know, if anybody believe in a higher power or not, however you feel or some of this stuff that you done been through that somebody else would have never survived. And then I look at it as like survival, man, with your mental health. If you can survive with your mental health, you're successful. Like it's a lot of different ways, you know what I mean? But now I feel like I've done a lot, but I feel like I ain't, so I still feel like I ain't done enough. You know
You don't
what I
have to
mean?
feel done, but
Yeah, it's
but I
like
think to be successful, we have to feel successful.
yeah.
You know, you touched on mental health, and was alluding to it earlier. How do you deal? Do you have a routine? How do you, how do you address mental health for yourself? How do you stay focused? How do you stay calm? You
Uh,
know,
well, first, man, I try to before I was seeking professional help, going to therapy and stuff. I would always try to like see the positive in things. Try to see more positive in things because I feel like the mind could weaponize my against myself if I start thinking negative of everything, no matter what's going on. Like it's always a way around it. It's just I have to step back, think about it, and how I'm gonna get through it. Even though like my brother-in-law told me, it's like, man, even though through all the BS, you still gotta push forward. You gotta push through, So it's having that strength, that mental strength, man. Like, it ain't. It's always too is thinking like, hey, if somebody else doing way work, like you always gotta take that into consideration too. So it's like, hey, I'm dealing with this, so. But I always know, like, keep the grace in there where it's like, man, I could really be going through something worse than this. You know what I mean? So
are you currently in therapy? Are you currently?
yeah, definitely. And that's one of the best decisions I made was to not give up on it. You know what I mean?
Please talk about that because it's over.
Yeah, I mean it's good out there because it's different, but it's good when you finally find that one to where you lay it all out, you lay your story out, or you lay whatever's going on in your mind out to them, and they actually grasp on to what you're saying and understand you. That's the biggest thing, just understanding somebody. Like, even if they don't come from the same situation or been through the same stuff, it's that fact that you can talk to somebody and they just understand. You know what I mean? They're not just looking at you or like, man, I don't got a guidebook on this. They're able to actually relate to your feelings and understand and receive and comprehend. You know what I mean? They ain't like they just like the book didn't tell me this, so I don't know what to tell you. Like they just be real with you.
How long have you been in therapy?
Since June last year, I would say May or June last year.
Of 20.
Oh, this year, my bad.
Okay. And oftentimes our community, especially men, do not see the value in it. We clown it. We downplay its benefits, and we mock our friends if they talk about a need for it. So it's really strong of you, and empowering for you to share your experience. I've also been a patient, or I've had therapy, and I advocate for therapy. I did a session for 9 months a few years ago, and last year I did a few months of therapy as well. And why we go into therapy and why a person needs therapy, there could be any number of reasons. The reality is that when you realize that you need it, or when you realize that it could benefit you, and taking the steps to get there is the most important thing for yourself and your family.
For sure, because like I say, when you got your mind aligned right, it's gonna affect everybody else. So when your mind is out of sync, it's gonna affect all your loved ones too, because you're not in your right mind.
Yeah. Career, successes, music. What's coming up for you? What have you recently accomplished? What have you You want to share anything with the people that you've recently done?
Recently, man.
I know you wrote a book, and I don't know
Most
anything about the book.
Yeah, that I can say that for sure. Actually, because it was just like put my life story out there. It's like I say, the underdog. I embodied that. So
Is it available? Can
yeah,
we get
it's
it?
available on Amazon, Kindle. It just tell you my whole life experiences and the ups, the downs, not saying addictive personality, but the stuff like I was doing at a young age where I was just like life was so different. But for me to look back on everything and to understand like, man, you went through all that, but you able to still be like strong today, have a clear mind and you know like just get through. So it's like anybody else though, but I feel like I say everybody have a story. So I feel like that was a way for me to put like almost an autobiography out or something. Kind of like I done read 50 and I done read a couple other ones. So I say as an artist, I say, why not just put the story out there so people can kind of understand, where I come from, my journey and all that type of stuff. So
Will there be more to come?
yeah, I got a part two of the book, man. So this only really starts from Miami to Orlando, and when I get to Atlanta. But the next book gonna be when I leave Atlanta, go to Minneapolis, come back to Atlanta, and all my experiences in between that too. So
Okay.
no, I think it went. My bad. It went from Orlando to Tallahassee to Virginia, back to Orlando, then to Atlanta, and then the next one gonna be like when I finally get to Atlanta and experiencing stuff with music and all that. And then it's definitely like traveling down my timeline, man. Different experiences, different, like you say, environments and all that.
And is it available only on Kindle exclusively or other formats as well?
Right now, yeah, I just put it on Amazon at the moment. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to at least get the hardcover going too.
Okay. And then I'm just distracted a little bit by a dog with no owner. You I'm spaced out a little bit right now. Excuse me. My apologies. Um, as a father, as a black man,
Yeah,
as an artist, um, a community member with roots here in Atlanta and long-term visions, right? To change the game, to make yourself a staple in people's homes. I guess I thank you for being part of my community. You know what I'm saying?
man.
I thank you for being one of the people who I can look to and say this brother's solid. Um, that means a lot in this day, in this day and age.
I understand that, bro. For real. That
Um,
means a lot because, like you said before, we had an identity before all this social media and everything. The world just shifted, man. It's just crazy to me because, like I say, I'm one of the last ones to feel that outside when you really out, so you really have a conversation with people. You really nice so different where it's just this right here controls everybody.
yeah. What project do you have coming up that people can look forward to, or what should people be tapping in with you on right now?
Oh man, so shout out to for the coaches worldwide in Miami, Florida, man. I got music. We got music videos coming up next year for some projects. Got a lot of single releases. We got Grand Theft Auto locked in for next year. Our song Left, me and Problema Lyrical gonna have on GTA 6.
You got a sync deal with Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's sincere.
Yeah.
Now, people are humble because I asked you about successes and you didn't mention that.
Yeah, I forgot. Hey,
that's a huge deal.
I forgot, but that's dope, man. That's gonna be dope, man. Like just to have that situation. Yeah, just a whole lot more interviews about to be on season 10 for Underdogs. And like, man, just I just want to continue to keep growing, man. Like I say, that the podcast has been my thing too. It just started from my idea to inform, enlighten, inspire. And I feel like it just put a lot of myself into it. So beyond the music, now when I walk in a room, I got other things to kind of, to market myself as too. And it all tied together.
Do you feel like the podcast has propelled the music or the other way around?
Definitely. Okay. That podcast brought so many organic and real experiences, man. I can't tell you like how much, like, in the beginning, it was like, man, we had such strong, drive. And then once everything started going, it's organically, it's just been a blessing, man. Like, I met people from I forgot overseas shows too. I did two shows overseas. Like I say, how they start from same way we doing it, from the comfort of just sitting at home and using the internet for what it is, So my producer from Brazil, they made my song, they got the plaque, I got an order. I did mine with him over there in Brazil just to get his story and how hard he working. Like, it's like how we do things in America is like it take one step. Okay, cool. But for him to do something in Brazil and work over here, it's like he got to take 4, 5, 6 steps to continue to doing what he loves. So that's why I just admire that, man. I'm like, the average person, like, if it don't happen this one way, it's like, nah, I ain't finna do 5, 6 steps to it. But that's how bad he wanted, So I was real,
That's beautiful. So let me ask you 2 more questions. Well, not even questions. One is going to be what you want to say to future generations, to your youngins, to whoever you want to say it to artists, what they need to do to keep going. This is the Artist Must Try podcast. And so obviously continuing to try has been very impactful in your life.
Yeah.
And what do you give people a gem? How do you pass that message along? How do you pay it forward?
Well, one, is being an underdog. I always tell people, man, like, if they count you out, they can't count, And 2, like, for artists and for the younger generation and stuff, like, me and my brother here have been through so many different phases of music, and to still be, making music in a time like now is like, when you're yourself and you being unique and you putting out your own sound, you're gonna outlive any little trend that go on in music or however it goes. Right now, is the trend been going on for long with drill music. Like, drill is about to phase out, Or you got the dance music phase out, but you'll never phase out when you being yourself and just putting music out original. You know what I mean? You put your own original, ain't nobody else gonna sound like you. So don't be afraid to, a word, in the beginning, even starting out, what it's gonna turn into. You just gotta be consistent, And also too, just like just continue to be creative. Don't box yourself in. Don't be afraid to try other sounds or stuff like that, and just keep pushing ahead. Like I say, that violence and all that type of stuff, that ain't the route or way to go, because nobody really give you the reality of all these things when they occur. It look cool, it sound whatever, but like I say, the energy you put out, in the universe, the energy that you return with, So, yeah, just keep a positive, strong mind and just keep pushing.
Thank you, brother. And then that's it. I mean, we're gonna say peace. I'm gonna say thank you so much for tuning in to the Artist Must Try podcast, season 2, episode 7. I got a long way to go to catch up with my brother. I got like 80 something episodes to log before I even get close to that arena. But we got goals, and to keep them moving, to keep it going, to keep growing. So thank y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Fleetwood.
Most definitely, man. 2026 is on the way.
Yeah, most definitely.
Know it.
Peace. All right, I'm gonna turn it off and recording.